And today I am going to be showing you how to do some more home baking. Now last time we did some traditional English scones, so if you haven't checked out that video already then please do so. They're very simple to make and they only take 10 minutes to cook in the oven. And today we are going to be showing you how to make something if you've got some manky old bananas. So as you can see, these have not been used at all and they're looking a little bit worse for wear now. So rather than throw them out, we're going to make some banana bread, and this is lovely to have cold or hot, and if you really want to indulge you can have a nice layer of butter on them as well, which is very, very nice. Okay, really simple to make, because the nice thing about this recipe is that you literally just throw everything in together pretty much. No real method behind it, you literally just throw it all in the bowl in the right order and then stick it in the oven, which is how we like it. Nice and simple is the best thing to do. So in terms of recipe, what we have is we have 225 grams of self-raising flour. We have 115 grams of room temperature butter cut up into cubes. 170 grams of dark brown soft sugar. We have 85 grams of raisins. Our 2 ripe manky bananas. Some vanilla essence. 1 egg and 3 tablespoons of milk. What I'm going to do is I am just going to pause there so that you can all jot down that recipe to make things easy, and I'm going to just pop it up on the screen for you. Now you've got all your ingredients together, you need to put the oven on to preheat it to 160 degrees centigrade. So this is cooked on quite a low heat really, because it will be cooking for an hour and a half. Right, so let's get into the method. Fingers crossed we won't get too messy and filthy this time. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 225 grams of self-raising flour and we're going to pop it straight in the bowl. We're going to take our half a tablespoon, no, not half a tablespoon, that'd be far too much, half a teaspoon of salt, pop that in with the flour. And we're going to give that a little mix together. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our room temperature butter and we're going to pop that in and turn it into breadcrumbs. Now if your butter has just come straight out of the fridge, like mine has, you can just blast it in the microwave for 10 seconds on and off till you get to a nice, not too soft, we don't want it melted, but so that it's kind of pliable. So we're just going to blast that for 10 seconds. And I would say that that was done now. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop that in with our flour and our salt. Now you can either get your hands mucky at this point and turn it into kind of a breadcrumb mixture with your hands, or you can do as I'm going to do today and just use a fork to mash it in together. That's mixing together quite nicely. And as you can see now, the butter and the flour is starting to resemble breadcrumbs. You don't need to go too mad and make the lumps of butter too small. Okay, that's enough. Okay, so this is how our mixture is looking. Not fine breadcrumbs, but just mix the butter and the flour in together. Now we're going to stir in the sugar and the raisins. So sugar first. And again, just using your fork that in together, just to blend it a bit. With this recipe, if you've got a food processor, you can literally just blitz it all in a food processor. Okay, and now we're going to pop in our raisins. And mix those in as well. If you see any large, because with the brown sugar, there is a tendency for it to clump together. So if you see any clumps of brown sugar, just mash those as well with your fork, just to get rid of any big lumps. That's another one there. Fabulous. Now what we're going to do is mash our bananas. So these manky boys are going to be peeled. And you can either mash them in the mixture or you can mash them beforehand. Personally, I find it easier a little bit if I'm doing this by hand to mash them beforehand. So we're just going to pop them in a dish and mash them up. There we go, not too bad. Pop that in our mixture. We'll just do the other banana. You can always tell when they've gone right because they smell, don't they? Only of ripe banana, but they give off more of an odour than they do normally. I mean, these are still very edible. They weren't that brown once you remove the skin. But if you have got bananas that have gone over more than that, still fine to use them. As long as they're not mouldy and aren't covered in fruit fly, then you're fine. Okay, so now we've mashed up our bananas, we will mash that into the mix. Okay, so our mixture is still quite dry at the moment. We're going to help that along now. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in our vanilla essence, we're going to beat our egg, and we're going to also add the milk. So we'll do our egg first. One egg, and we're going to pop that into our mix. We are going to get our vanilla extract, and we're going to put half a teaspoon of vanilla in as well. And last but no means least, we have 3 tablespoons. We have 3 tablespoons of milk, which I've pre-measured out, and we're going to pop that in as well. And then we are going to just mix that all together. Like I say, with this cake, it's literally just about putting it in the right order. But if you're using a food processor, just put it all together, that's fine. And now that we've got some moisture in there, that blends together quite nicely. So there we go. So we've just mixed that all together. So we have a nice brown gloopy mess. Smells very banana-y, if that's a word. And now what we're going to do is just pop that into our pre-lined loaf tin. So I've just lined a tin with parchment paper. I'm just going to put the mixture straight in there. Now, if you're like me, I absolutely love the taste of cake batter. I could eat a whole batch of cake batter and forget the cake, to be honest. I really like it. However, don't bother with this one. The cake itself is very tasty. Cake batter, not so much. Now, the last of our mixture. No point saving any mixture to lick out the side of the bowl. It's not that good when it's not cooked. So we'll just smooth that round now, just to even it out a bit. There we go. So there we have it. We're going to now put that in the oven for 1.5 hours. And whilst we're waiting for that, I'll go and get a nice cup of coffee, I think, and I'll see you once the cake is made. So as you can hear, the oven is beeping, meaning our cake is ready. And there we have it. One perfectly done banana bread. Now what we need to do now is allow that to cool just a bit whilst it's still in the tin before we take it out. Now as we've got parchment paper, it's easily to pull out, and you can eat this, it's really nice if you eat it warm, but equally eat it cold, and this will last in an airtight container for about a week. So easy cake to make. Don't throw away those bananas, put them in your easy throw in banana bread, and like I say, that'll last a good week in an airtight container. Absolutely delicious. Enjoy.